That's a good love.
This is Brittany and us. Hello, welcome.
Oh,
Welcome to our stream. Do you want to turn off the Milli Vanillis?
who wants to turn on Milli Vanilli?
Everybody loves Milli Vanilli. Hi, I'm Steimer. This is Brittany. Andrea's over there. She's coming in a second. And if you have any questions for us, you can put them in the link that Andrea just put in the chat.
Wait,
right
Steimer,
there.
Steimer.
What?
I need you to do something for me.
Back your ass up. I blame everything on
Welcome,
the rain.
everybody.
You should know this already. This is why I left Seattle.
Oh,
For me or for the
man.
rain?
I'm from the rain because I burned everything on the rain.
Hi. Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Good.
Welcome to the happy hour Q&A live stream
Yes.
for March.
This isn't open because I was scared.
Give it here.
Yeah, it's hard.
Ooh, you got
this-
fun nails.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
just got my nails done this morning. You probably can't see, but I've got
Yes, you can totally
pink.
see the colors at least.
So this is our monthly get together with you guys, our awesome patrons. It's seriously one of our favorite times of the month that we get to have some cocktails, answer your questions, catch up with you guys because we're kind of like a little family now.
Yeah.
You guys, we are 2 months away from our birthday.
From being a year.
Mind blowing.
So cool.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Mr. Gonzalez wants to know how your St. Patrick's Day was.
That's why I didn't want to open the bottle because loud noises scare
So-
me.
I decided that, I'm not that, I say I'm old all the time, but I'm really not that old. So my husband
not.
and I decided to immerse ourselves among the young folks of the world. We went to an Irish bar.
Okay.
And it was literally shoulder to shoulder. Like, I'm not
Ooh.
exaggerating when I say that. And I feel like I was going through like a wall of death, like trying to get to the stage where the live music was. And I looked at it and I'm like, how did we used to do this? This was like all we used to do, was just go party.
But
and-
with that many people?
yeah, I mean, dirty. The glass is dirty.
I'll drink on
I
that
know.
one.
No, like house parties.
I actually made Britt get a different glass
She
because
did.
there was another one that was even dirtier than that one.
yeah.
It's this color stay lipstick, you
It
guys.
just doesn't go away.
It just never comes fucking
what do you
off
have
of
on your lips
anything.
right now? It's pretty.
Oh, so I bought this brand new top color. It's like this new thing in lip gloss. It's like
So it's a lip gloss.
It's like top coat for your lips.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's it from?
It's from Ulta.
Oh.
I'll show it to you later.
Okay, cool. It's
Anyway,
pretty.
I drank way too much and I was tanked all day yesterday.
Maybe I shouldn't pour this over my laptop, you guys.
I think if anybody could do it, it's you.
It's been a whirlwind.
Yeah, I did nothing St. Patrick's Day related. Thank you. But I went on a date
Yeah, you
with a
did.
gentleman caller, and I saw Sean William Scott of American Pie fame, and
Wait.
Judd Apatow
Where?
in Culver City.
Oh.
Land of the
It
Stars.
was very weird because I've never seen I've lived in LA for a couple years now. I mean, I feel like I've seen. I forget what her actual name is, but Britta from Community. I saw her at a restaurant once.
Who?
She plays the character Britta. I forget her name
Mm-hmm.
in real life. But I don't see like celebrities all the time, so it kind of threw me off to see two in a row, like very short back to back. But it was cool. We wanted to chase Judd Apatow down the street and pitch him our movie ideas,
How'd that go?
but we didn't. So
See, girl, look how good your eyes look right now.
I mean, you can barely see
So,
them.
friends-
That's why they look really good.
Andrea's really good at doing, the winged eyeliner thing that ladies do, and some men that do it far better than
Oh my god,
we
yes,
can't.
some
We
men
can't do
way
it.
better.
Andrea can do it. So I bought like a little cheat, like it's a cheat stamp, and it's a little stamp that has a winged eyeliner on it. And so I brought it, and Steimer
Yeah,
did her
that's me.
eyes, and they look really good. I'm
I
just
feel
in
like
awe.
they don't look that good, but I mean,
They
they
look
look
great.
better than say when I tried it and I was in like high school.
Yeah,
But that's pretty much all I'll give myself
Yeah.
credit for. Like Andrea's looks way better.
she can
You
actually do
use
them.
what, gel?
No, well, I have gel, but this is liquid. So I've been
Okay.
doing winged eyeliner since I was like 15.
Oh yeah.
How do you have such
When I
coordination?
was 15,
Practice.
I wasn't
practice.
even wearing makeup at 15.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
mascara. That's the only thing I
I
did.
started with clear mascara. That was the only thing my mom let me have.
I had the clear mascara.
back in the day, and then went tinted lip balm. And then eventually graduated. I got the Clinique treatment. I feel like every kid goes
my
to the
God,
Clinique
yes,
counter
the
with her
Clinique
mom
counter.
and like get like
Yes.
the makeover. And then they're like, here's the 3-step. You wash your
And
face. you
yes,
do this
here's
thing.
the freaking yellow lotion for everybody.
And then you always forever are hooked on like the free packs that they give you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, you're like, I can get a gift with purchase.
Yeah, like back in the day, it was like spend $12.50 or more. Now it's like spend $27.50 or more.
Or now,
Inflation, man.
or even more.
Ah.
I remember. So
Ah.
this was a thing we used to do. This was like this was the one time I wore makeup, and I regret it immensely. So a big trend was the like brown lip liner and like nude.
Oh, yeah.
Nude color. Do you guys
Cheers,
remember
everybody.
This? Cheers.
Yes.
I like how Britt has her probably whiskey cup. All right,
Are
continue.
you
sorry.
drinking? Oh, sorry. Alcoholic shirts and alcohol.
That was kind of it. It was like I went and I got the brown liner and like the nudier mauve color for your lips.
You know who always pulled that off was Kim, Eminem's wife. You'd always see her in pictures of the tabloids with the dark lip liner and the pink lip.
You know what? It doesn't look good on anybody.
No.
I'm just gonna say it. And I really, really regret that. But thankfully, because I'm super lazy, I didn't really wear it all that often.
Looks like the link might not be working for people to submit questions, but hey.
There's a bunch of questions in here, though.
Yeah, so
it worked for some people. The link on Patreon worked for. Okay, so the link on Patreon might work better.
So
than
go to the
link in
Patreon
the chat.
post. It'll be in there. Yeah. I haven't even brushed my hair. I landed, I ate lunch, and my hair is like a rowdy
It looks
mess.
cool though. It looks like crimped, but
Oh,
like
oh,
like
good.
you put it in a braid and then took it out.
No, it's just knotted. Anyway.
I just left mine up, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't be mad.
Welcome to the happy hour Q&A.
If one of the mods could please drop the link back into the chat, you can either pull the link from where I dropped it in earlier in the chat, or you can grab it from the Patreon page. I know we had this issue last month where sometimes the extension on the link didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it says Arc Keeper says I typed the link instead and it worked. So maybe try that. I should probably be wearing my glasses, but instead I'm just gonna squint like this, guys.
It's all cool.
Welcome to getting old, everybody.
How do I read?
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. It says that there's 59 responses, but I can only see like 7 questions. So we're gonna start with
Cool.
what we've got,
Okay,
and then we'll
sounds good.
continue.
We'll rock and roll.
Let's see here. Which ones?
Also, at some
of these
point,
are
I want to
from
go through this box.
last month.
Oh, yeah, we have a
this
box of snacks.
So should we do that while you're while you're looking at the questions?
Well, I'm trying to remember which questions I talked about last month and which ones are new for this
Well,
month.
something we talked about last month because we had them as our snack was Mexican Cheetos.
Yep.
So our lovely Professor Metal Gear says, "Ladies, all this talk of Mexican Cheetos on last month's Q&A reminded me of snacks and candies that I've enjoyed from places outside of the U.S. I put together a snack package with said favorites that I hope you will enjoy. Also, I threw in a box of Super Mario Odyssey cereal that I found at a local supermarket since I recall some of you have yet to try it. So this is like the most exciting shit ever. And I am very, very happy. So if you ever want to send us snacks, by all means, please do. But they must be like packaged like this. I'm not going to eat your homemade stuff because you might poison us. But probably not. Anyways,
What do we got?
Vacuum sealed is great.
Wait,
So
what
what
is
we've
happening
got,
over there?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying half the time. All right, so
I'm a Barker Beauty. I've always
this is
dreamt
from
of this moment.
Canada, and this is Hawkins Cheesies, which Professor Metal Gear says these are the best cheese corn meal curls I've had yet to date, which means these are better than Cheetos. That's the claim for these.
Want to smell?
Or I do. Those are very cheesy.
Andrea, would you like to smell?
Would have never, you know how I had asked that stupid question when I ate the
Ooh.
Cheez-Its before, Cheez-Its, the Cheetos, and I was
Just,
like,
smell
oh, are
the
they
MSG.
cheesy? oh, does Canada use MSG?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Canada seems like too nice of people to use MSG.
So I think I made this into a spreadsheet now. Let's see. There it is.
Whoa.
Well, these are
Oh,
fucking
there we go.
intense.
Now it's time stamped.
Mm.
You guys, this
Sorry,
is
I'm
my
crunching
first
the
time
microphone.
using a spreadsheet, I promise.
Look at this. Look how big this is.
That's incredibly cheesy.
I mean, okay. While we're going to eat these first ones. First question.
Oh.
Wait, where's the name here? Okay. I have first question is from Here, hold this. I can't focus. It's too distracting.
Multitasking is hard.
It is. It's very true.
Oh, these are real good.
You know what I gotta do?
What?
I gotta wrap this first column.
Okay.
Hold on.
We'll just continue eating. No
Just
big
gonna
deal.
do some quick Excel.
I'm gonna tell you the other things that are in here. We're not gonna eat all these right now because that would be insane.
Would you like me to hand feed you a Cheeto? thing?
Yes.
We have.
I have a free. Okay, I got it. First question is from Tyler.
Hi.
I have a free week. Wait, what?
No, I said hi.
Hi. I have a free weekend coming up with no responsibilities. Woo! So, which epic game that I've been waiting on should I jump into? Assassin's Creed Origins, Final Fantasy 15, or should I just keep carving in Monster Hunter?
If you only have a free weekend, you're not going to get through any of those games in a weekend, my friend.
True. But you could play a decent amount of Assassin's Creed.
You could probably, if you played it on super easy, you could probably mainline the Assassin's Creed story.
In a weekend?
Yeah, I
Like-
mean, you'd have to play
like the
literally the
whole
entire
weekend.
weekend.
Wow.
But
Sleep is for the weak.
you could do it. I would say, yeah. Honestly, these are all good choices.
I vote Assassin's Creed. Just because I feel like it. And because you can tame animals and make them your friends.
I will speak on behalf of Final Fantasy 15.
And I'm picking Monster Hunter.
You're not picking Monster Hunter?
No, then I am picking Monster Hunter.
Oh, was that an option?
So
I
we
didn't
can
hear.
all, yeah, he said,
Yeah.
or do I keep playing Monster Hunter?
I just rolled credits on it, and
You
I still
did.
want to keep playing.
My God, woman.
I have a problem.
You are a monster hunting fiend.
I am.
Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition is a fantastic way to hop in if you haven't played the game yet. It has come all the DLC, all of the things, and I would recommend it. That is a beefy
Tyler
game, though.
says yes. Okay, decision made. But which one? Because we all just picked different
Yeah.
ones.
So we can play a little bit of both, I guess.
Three.
Or
Three.
all three. Everything.
Yeah.
I just automatically forgot Final Fantasy existed.
Girl.
Blocked it out. Next question is from Tom. Asking the most important question of all. Go to drunken karaoke jam?
Wait.
What?
Oh, my landscapers are outside. Hopefully you can't hear them.
What do you mean? Like, do you go to karaoke? 'Cause
What is
of
drunken
course-
karaoke jam? Is this like an official thing?
I don't know, but yes.
Tom, please
you
clarify in the
should-
chat if
should
you were there.
Do this thing because it sounds fun.
So we'll pin that and
We'll
come
pin
back.
that, come back.
Brooke wants to know, what step was most influential or key to you joining the gaming industry? And in parentheses, she says, this question is to help guide those of us that aspire to join either a studio, a hardware company, or a gaming journalism review firm. Also, this question is directed at all of you inspiration women.
What
Thanks,
was
Brooke.
the most crucial step?
What was the most influential or key, which step, influential or key to you joining the gaming industry? That's a really interesting question. For me, the biggest one factor that got me into the video game business was the Great Recession and the writer's strike in Hollywood, and how those two major economic events in Hollywood overlapped and then really pushed me out of entertainment news because there were just no jobs. Nobody was hiring in entertainment. And so I was like, well, what else can I do on camera reporting for? And so I was like looking. This was really when digital video was just starting to come about, and cable networks had already started splintering off into, you know, the style shows and the interior design shows and the cooking shows and the travel shows, and everything had its own niche programming. And so I found when I was trolling for auditions, I found one looking for a reporter for E3. Now here I am a decade later.
Blammo.
Nice.
For me, it was a very unhappy job. I was working
And a super cool friend.
and a super cool friend. Is that you?
Yeah.
I love you so much, Tyler. I was working for the Department of Corrections, which at an office pencil pushing job. It was super duper boring. I felt like I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't passionate about it. I worked with people that I didn't vibe with. Everyone was so caught up in like the drama and the lives of everyone else and I was doing a 3-hour commute every day, Monday through Thursday. Yeah, eat them. Getting up at like 5 a.m., getting home at 7 p.m. And it pushed me to try something, and that was blogging on the old IGN community blogs. And as soon as I wrote my first blog post, I was like, oh my God, something I actually love doing. And if I hadn't taken that step, I definitely would not be here today. So for me, it was like I was kind of pushed to that point.
Mine was college. So I had a senior project where I had to do a case study on a PR campaign, and I picked something of interest to me, which was the Xbox 360 launch. So through my professor's connections, I got a hold of somebody who worked on the launch, who was like the VP of that team. I did interviews with that team, did my project, and then I asked about internships once it was over. And then, of course, like got the internship, got in, and have
That's
been
what
in the
she
industry ever since. So I think like if you are in college, make sure that when you're doing any sort of school project, you are looking for ways to tie it to the industry you're looking to get into. Start making those connections early.
Mm-hmm. I was not laying down the law, Joe. I was a mere pencil pusher. I was not a CEO. I wish. Actually, I don't.
No, I
wish.
was like, I don't think you would
No, I didn't
want
want
to
that.
do that. It sounds real bad.
I saw Ozzy in the chat. Ozzy, you are here in San Francisco. Why didn't you come?
Ozzy.
Why didn't you come down to the studio and hang out?
Ozzy.
Probably because you're actually working.
Aussie,
Yeah.
Aussie,
Oi, oi, oi. Thanks, Summer.
Well, thanks for hopping in, and thanks for your question, Brooke.
Yeah.
Next question is from Jared. Britt, what was the idea behind Quippy, and was it a solo project or was it a small team with you?
Oh, I have a cat hair in my mouth. Hold on. Let me awkwardly remove that. Okay, so
That's my bad.
So for
Sorry.
the that's your cat. So Quippy is a fun photo. I still have to work on my elevator pitch for this, but it's kind of like a photo challenge app, kind of social media, kind of photo challenge. You get random challenges throughout the day that prompt you to take a picture with a thing. How this came about was I was half asleep and I kind of woke up, and when I sleep and when I'm half asleep, weird things pop in my head. And
Sounds right.
yeah, you know what happens. And I was like, I wonder what would happen if I got prompted for a selfie right now. I wonder what everyone else would be doing. And I was like, okay, whatever. I went about my day. And then that night, Jason and I were playing Divinity Original Sin in the old place. And I ran it by him casually as we were in the middle of a boss fight. And he's like, that's actually like a kind of a good idea. I was like, all right, sure. And then we stewed on it for, I'd say, 7 or 8 months. And then finally we started development on it. So that was a couple years ago. So this has been a work in progress for a very, very, very long time. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Thanks.
Quippy.
Oh, we have a little something for you later.
Yeah.
Um.
Also, can I finish the list of this?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, from Mexico, we have crushed peanuts, quote unquote marzipan, which is this. It's a very
Oh!
pretty box. So I don't quite understand what this is, but it's marzipan and peanuts, I guess. I don't know.
Only one way to
but
find
the
out,
box
Steimer.
is very pretty. What, you want to open it?
I want you to open
You
it.
want to do the honors while I read the other things?
Yeah.
Okay, so then there's tamarind candy with chili powder, which I do not understand also. I don't know what a tamarind is.
It's
Uh,
spice.
Yeah.
Oh. But what is the fruit part of this? Is there a fruit part of this?
Let me.
I
show
don't know.
you.
But this is by the same brand, actually, De La Rosa.
Oh, actually, it's a nut.
It's a nut. That explains this picture,
I'm
which
confusing
looks like
this
a
with
ball
something
sack.
else. It's a leguminous tree in the family Fabaceae indigenous to tropical Africa.
Huh.
Produces pod-like fruit which contain an edible pulp that is used in cuisines around the world.
Pulp is just a gross word.
This is halt.
It looks
hot
kind of
and
like
salted.
a soybean,
Yes.
but brown.
Also kind of like a
It's
peanut.
like a peanut and a soybean
Had a
made
baby.
love and made a tamarind.
And
Ah.
the poparindo is he looks a little bit like poop, but I'm sure this tastes good.
Should we share one of these?
Yeah.
Because I bet you,
'Cause
I bet
yeah.
you it's just solid sugar.
Oh, this is
Okay,
100.
next
You want me to read the
Next,
ingredients?
next question. We have a lot of questions, Steimer.
Sorry.
Devin wants to know what your favorite character to play in Super Smash is.
Pika!
Hey, hot.
I don't play Smash.
I also don't play Smash, so that's why
Man,
Pikachu's the only one I play.
Link is my boy. He's not the best player if you,
What the fuck?
not the best character if you want to play competitively. Obviously, I always thought I was really good at Smash because I could do like the level 9 CPUs and do all the campaign stuff on the hardest level. And then I played against a Fox and
Oh,
a
that's
real
straight
person
sugar.
who played Fox, and I got creamed.
That sounds right.
It's almost too
Um,
sweet for me, and I love sugar.
Jay Mahui.
Mahui.
I looked up how to pronounce your name.
Girl, pass that shit if you're not gonna do
Mauhi. I'm sorry. I'm.
She's busy.
He wants to know what is your whiskey of choice.
Wow.
Oh my god. Are you okay? I personally really enjoy Woodford Reserve. I like Blanton's. I like Bullet. I like Buffalo Trace. I like Makers. Basically, I like bourbon.
I got all those. It's shock fear for my mouth. Chubby bunny.
That's straight sugar, the marzipan peanut
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, it's delicious.
I'm trying to.
It's sort of like so
Mm.
Persian candy, there's like these like rice cookie things. It's sort of like that texture where it just dries your mouth out really fast.
Well, that was an experience.
It tastes like the inside of a Butterfinger.
Oh, that's exactly it.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it's super
Without
good.
the chocolate wrapper.
Yeah.
But like the inside of the Butterfinger, that's exactly what that tastes like.
That was a rush.
It does. Oh yeah, we're gonna be bouncing off the walls here in a minute.
Britt, did you answer this question?
Everything you said, I like.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
I don't drink whiskey.
Someday we'll get you there.
Charles wants to know, Britt, did the save update to Kingdom Come significantly help the game?
Yeah, well, okay. It did add some quality of life things to it. However, I will say that this is the one game I've played where I've noticed that patches help and hurt at the same time. You implement something and
then
it
breaks
might
something else.
Yeah, it might fix one thing and another thing might suffer. So the things that are suffering now, unfortunately, are the loading times.
Oh no.
It's not too terrible, but it's when you're so used to playing such a super duper polished game and you push up on the D-pad to open up the map and it takes like 2 to 3 seconds to pop up.
It's too long.
It's too long and we're spoiled and I understand that. But
No, but like you don't need to make caveats if like it's not good enough.
It's not good
It's not good
technically.
enough.
it's not good enough. However, I will say that nothing I've run across has been broken. It's fixed the things that need to be fixed. It's not perfect. It's not there yet. So if this is something you do want to hop into and you like a super duper polished experience, I would wait till patch 1.4, which they're already talking about for PC, but no mention of console yet.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that. Mike Hook wants to know, what is your greatest video game milestone? Something that you were very proud you accomplished in a game or something gaming related.
Persona 4 Gold and Platinum.
Yeah, that's super impressive.
I remember getting the Risei achievement, like, because you have to trigger all of her different, or maybe not all, but like a good chunk, I can't remember the number, of her lines, which means you need to play it on like different difficulties. You need to scan every monster. You need to have people die, like in the game, like in the thing, and revive them because she'll say a different thing then. And I remember it was probably like, it was really late, and one of my roommates, Mike, had just walked in and it just popped, and I literally just got up and was like, ah! Like just started dancing. It was like, okay.
People don't understand.
No, he did, but it was just like, what? He was like, what's going on? I'm like, I just got this fucking trophy. It took forever. And he was like,
I wonder if I'll ever get a platinum. I've never
I
had
mean,
a
it's
platinum.
not really worth it, but it was 300 hours of my life.
Still picking that peanut thing out of my teeth.
Yeah, Snarky Snarky. The Rosette trophy is the only thing keeping me from the platinum. It's a bitch.
For me, I would say there are 2 instances. One is when I was playing Wild Arms 3 on PlayStation 2, and I had a boss battle that I was severely underpowered for. It's a turn-based RPG. And I took 3 hours to do this one boss fight, and I did it.
A boss fight. Oh, yeah.
And every move I made had to be, like, calculated. Okay, so this turn I'm going to use this item. The next turn I'm actually deal damage.
Do you mean, like, the one try, or do you mean multiple tries?
It was
in
the same
3
try.
hours? Okay.
So I was very invested. Then the other one that comes to mind is the final boss sequence in Enchanted Arms. I didn't like that game very much, but it was one of those things like where I just picked up and I put like 30 hours into it and I kept playing. Maybe it was more than that, but I kept playing it because I put too much time into it. What they didn't tell you was one of those boss sequences where you think you're fighting the final boss and then there's like 5 more after that, but you don't have any option to save or to buy new items or do anything like that. So that's also a turn-based, and that lasted about 4 to 5 hours because I was like super paranoid that I was going to lose everything. And I walked into work the next day. This is when I worked at Department of Corrections, and I got maybe 2 hours of sleep. And I was trying to boast to all of my coworkers what a feat I had accomplished the night
And everyone
before.
was like, what the
No one
fuck?
cared. Yeah, no one cared.
Well, didn't you
That
work
sounds
with all
right.
like people? Nobody was gaming or were gamers that you worked
No.
with.
Losers.
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
For me, a defining moment, milestone, if you will, was when I was on Rock Band to the Stars.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The reality show. I was playing lead guitar, and one of the challenges we had to play Ace of Spades by Motorhead. And I played it on hard, and I won 100% of the song during the competition.
Yeah, girl. You kicked
So,
their
like,
asses.
Cameras were on, pressure was high.
Do you have that clip?
Yeah, it's online.
Nice.
Ooh.
And I got 100% in it, and I fucking like felt like the king of the world.
You were
'Cause,
like,
afterwards, I knew that I had done really well. But the thing about Rock Band and Guitar Hero is like if you miss like one note at any point, like
right.
it's hard to like tell like what your final score is going to be. So I knew that it was going to be up there. I knew it was going to be like above like 97%. But I didn't realize that I actually didn't miss
100%.
a single note.
Woohoo! I need another snack.
Yeah, we got another snack. 'Cause I would just
Anyway,
open it because
that
I
was a
real
big
excited.
achievement.
That's impressive.
That's really impressive.
Being on that show is just an achievement itself.
This is from the rest are from
This.
Japan / other Asian. That's also from Mexico. That is the tamarind candy with chili powder, which I'm scared of.
I'm kind of afraid of it too.
But these I was very excited about. So these are these are chocolate covered gummies, and these ones are strawberry flavored, and then they have like multi fruit. But I got the strawberry one open.
Okay, next question while you're opening those.
Yeah.
Excuse me, now I have a peanut in the back of my Marcus Brown wants to know, hey ladies, this year will be my first to attend E3, and I'm incredibly stoked to be among peers and blind reaching industry workers for this awesome event. What tips do you have for a first-time attendee? I'd be attending booths for PS4 and Xbox, but as I'm not a PC master race nor a Switch owner, love the show and keep up the great work. Well, congrats! You get to make it to E3 for your first time. That's so exciting.
That's very exciting.
You're gonna love it. E3 is a ton of fun. I would say tips for
Is it though if you're not like a journalist?
What?
Is it though?
What?
E3?
I love E3. Even after all these years, I still love going to E3. There's nothing that replaces the sense of wonder when you walk in, you look around the show floor and hear the music and see the lights and see these over-the-top displays that the companies are building out inside the show floor, and it's just really exciting. And like the idea that there's brand new announcements and new games and new hardware, and there's so many different kinds of people.
The conferences I find very exciting.
What is this? Chocolate covered something?
This is chocolate covered gummies, strawberry. They're tasty.
You like to smell this?
Tips: whenever you see food,
that's spicy.
eat
Oh
it.
yeah.
Whenever you see a beverage, drink it, because you never know when you're going to see food or drinks again.
True.
E3 has a bar.
Unless
in
you're allergic to it, and then don't eat it.
Don't eat it.
Obviously.
Wear a backpack. Stuff it with protein bars and energy drinks and water and your laptop.
And then find yourself a Brittany Brownbacher who will bring you a lone chicken tender.
Yeah.
The story that will
That's
never
when you
go
knew I
away.
loved you.
Yes. Any tips, Steimer?
Um.
Besides, it's not that cool to be at
No,
E3.
it's not that it's not that cool. I think it's just. I feel like if, granted, I've had the privilege
if I wanna try
of not having to like wait in lines. I guess my point was more of like I think waiting in lines sucks.
Would you like to try this?
Kind of no, especially based on your face right now.
This is the most interesting I've ever put in my mouth.
Okay,
But E3 is very fun, and there's a lot of great industry people, so it's a cool time. I like it.
I don't know what this tastes like.
And
But yes, like I think hydration is
we
key.
we might be doing some kind of a meetup at E3 this year. We haven't finalized that yet. Obviously, E3 is still a couple of months away. And we don't have our E3 plans quite firmed up yet because we have PAX East to think about.
Are you
But-
okay?
I can't.
Is it spicy?
It's not. It's the most tangy thing I've ever put in my mouth in my entire. And you know when you eat something
Tangy.
chewy, like it gets stuck in your molars, and you have to kind of fish it out with your tongue. But every time you do,
Like
it's like
Swedish fish?
Yeah, it's like a stab to your tongue whenever because you have to dig it out.
A smell.
It does
Stick
have a
the whole
smell.
thing in your
It's
mouth like I
pungent.
did.
What are you talking about?
Put the whole thing in your mouth.
Don't
Come
put
on,
the whole thing in
that's
your
what
mouth.
I did.
What is it? What does it taste like?
Oh, girl, that's your poker face. That's your poker.
Oh my god. Joe says I may have to send you ladies some UK snacks. Please do. We'll love them.
It comes on the end. It's like right here. That's super sour.
Oh, it's sour. Not spicy. Sour?
It's
No,
like a sour
It's
thing.
got a little bit of heat on the end, but
Oh, I'm
it's
so
like
sweaty.
Do you want some chocolate covered gummies?
I already had one. It was
Imagine-
good.
No, I mean like to mouth.
if you will, those like those leather fruit strips, that you get like
Yeah.
at Trader Joe's or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that in
But-
consistency.
Okay.
So like kind of like a fruit roll up, but not as good as a fruit roll up because they're trying to make it natural and shit.
Okay.
So it's kind of got this like semi mushy, semi gummy texture. The flavor is kind of like almost like applesauce with some spice in it.
I don't
But
know.
then it's got like this really sour bite on the back end, like a lemon head.
Huh.
And
Now
then
I kind of want to
and
try
then it lurks in your molars, and you have
But
to.
I'm scared.
No, come on, girl. It's a rite of
That's-
passage.
Yeah,
What
it's
sort of passage are we doing?
Andrea
It's
was so chill.
interesting.
Andrea was not chill. That was her poker face, ladies and gentlemen. She's good at
Listen,
that.
I can do this. Have you watched my episode of Hot Pepper Gaming? I got
No, I didn't know you had one of those.
Oh, girl, I'll show you.
Oh,
Okay.
You guys can look it up if you want.
So this
All right,
tastes like
next question.
None of you will know what this is, but so in Persian stores you can find something called lava shack, and it's basically fruit roll up with no sugar, so it's tart. It's tart like this.
Yeah.
So this actually tastes like that to me, so I don't mind it. But it does have a bit of heat that's unusual.
Hello, my name's Yafet, and I'm new to your guys' podcast. Welcome. Just curious as to how you met and became friends, and for video game related stuff, what are your thoughts on the Elder Scrolls Online? Thank you, and have an awesome day. So we talked a little bit about that, Yafet, in our very first episode 1. So if you haven't gone all the way back to the beginning, maybe worth a trip down memory lane.
I think that's the episode though where there's some audio issues.
There's definitely audio
which is
issues.
why I don't
if it was in the
remember
beginning.
We can do like Cliff Notes
We
version.
are thinking about recording a standalone video once Alexa Ray is back and having like the one like how we met and how we got started in the business video. But so we became friends very I was going to say sporadic, but that's not the right word. We didn't all meet at the same time.
No.
Like, and I met Brittany after I met Steimer, and I met Steimer after I met Alexa Ray. So I met Alexa Ray first, a long time ago, back when she was working at Polygon. And then I met Steimer through my husband, John. And then I met Britt when we were on a panel together at PAX, which was organized by Becky. Did Becky organize that panel?
That sounds right.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was PAX.
I think Becky Taylor organized that.
Yeah.
It was either Becky or Alexa. And so that's how I met Britt originally. And we just kind of all like were friends separately, and then we all knew each other, but because we all live in different cities, we never really got to see each other.
Yeah.
Because when Steimer and I first became friends, I was living in LA and you were living in San Francisco. And then I moved to San Francisco, and then we did like brunch and petties, and it was the best. And then you moved away.
And then I moved.
and
I miss you very much.
But that's really kind of like how we all got to know each other. We just see each other at these events almost every month now.
Yeah.
So, and then, we kind of, I was kicking around the idea of doing a show with Alexa Ray, and I was like, wouldn't it be great to get, like a third or fourth chair? And we were thinking about who would be awesome, and we immediately thought of Britt, and then we're like, but we need one more. And then I was like, I wonder if Steimer would do it.
I think I texted you.
Because you were doing your own thing at the time, so I wasn't sure if you would be wanting to be part of a group thing.
I didn't want to be alone. I was alone out of necessity, not because it's what I wanted.
But I didn't know that, right? And so,
Yeah.
and this is a problem about working on cameras. A lot of times you miss opportunities because people don't think you're available, or they think you're too expensive, or that you're going to be, you're not going to have time in your schedule, or whatever the reason is. And then you're like, but I'm over here wanting to work with you. Mm-hmm. Just ask me.
Yep.
So I'm glad I did.
I met you on the IGN blog.
Yeah, we met
in
super long time ago.
2009, 2000. When did you start at IGN?
I don't fucking remember.
It was whenever you started at IGN.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was an MVP on the blogger platform.
And I was like, who's this chick? Blonde nerd.
I was Brit 5091. Thank you very much.
That's right, you were. I remember that.
Dumbest thing ever.
You still are, aren't you?
No, I don't use that. Well, I mean, I use it for my YouTube because that's like locked in. But
yeah, locked in for life.
I mean, you can get that changed. I think, can't you?
You can get a vanity URL. Which do you not have a vanity URL?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Okay. And as regards to Elder Scrolls Online, I have not played that since it first came out. I know that they've been really good about expansions and updates and added content. I just don't play it.
I've jumped into it a few times with like a couple years in between, and what I don't like about it, unfortunately, are all the fetch quests. I mean, MMOs are pretty like
they're all fetch.
They're pretty much all fetch quests, but I'm just so burned out of them that I just can't play anymore.
So sorry, we don't have any better thoughts for you on that. Daryl Walters wants to know, what scene or iconic moment from a video game has resonated with you ladies the longest? How/what did it make you feel in that moment? What moment would you say defined you as a gamer? So that's probably a separate question. So we'll shelve that question on the end.
Okay.
We'll start with the first one, which is, what scene or iconic moment from a video game resonated with you the longest?
Going way back. Way back. I would say Earthbound, the final boss battle in there. You have all 4 of your characters there, and each character has a very specific role they play in that fight, and to see it all come together, and the music is so like dramatic, and the fight, there's so much on the line, that I remember feeling, that was the first time I ever felt like this is important. I am a thing that means, I don't know, I really like resonated with all the characters in that very moment, and for some reason like that really stands out. Did I answer the question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Did you say stanked out?
I hope not. I hope I would say stand out.
That's what it sounded like. you
Stanked
said.
out.
Stanked out.
Above the
Stanked out.
crowd,
We like to
even
say
if
the
I gotta
Stank
shout
it
out
up.
loud.
My moment probably was the scene between Lee and Clementine in the original Telltale's The Walking Dead.
Rip
That
your heart
scene.
out.
I think in the back of my mind, I was holding out hope that they were going to find a way to save him, and that it was everything was going to turn out okay. And then when
That's
it
not
didn't,
how life works.
I
how the
was
zombies work.
really fucking crushed,
true.
like super devastated. And it forever has stood out to me as one of the most emotional, if not the number one most emotional moment in a video game I've ever experienced, because it was just so raw, the way that they handled that scene and the relationship building that the writing did over those 5 episodes was so masterfully done, despite the fact that it was janky as fuck.
Oh, super jank.
But that to me is probably one of the most iconic moments.
I'm gonna go with like recent and not really old. Not really recent, anyways, because what you said reminded me of John Marston in Red Dead.
Oh.
A similar thing where you're like, surely there's a way to get out of this. Surely if I somehow manage to shoot 12 people with my 6 bullets, I can walk away from this and be totally fine.
Yeah, that
And
was
instead when
rough.
it cuts away and you just see basically yourself get shot up into oblivion, you are now Swiss cheese. And I just remember feeling fucking terrible after that moment.
Yeah, that was a real bad moment.
There's that. There's
the opening to The Last of Us was rough.
Ooh, yeah, but it was rough. But for me, I guess it wasn't as bad because I knew immediately that girl was gonna die.
I didn't know that.
Well, because she's not. I was like, you're not on the cover. You're dead.
Yeah.
And then I think Would You Kindly
Oh, so
Would You
good from
Kindly?
Bioshock.
fucking
yeah.
blew my mind. I was like, holy shit.
Because there was so much momentum building narratively towards that moment,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it didn't turn out the way that you thought it was going to. It was like this
No.
amazing twist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ken Levine, man.
That was
Yeah.
real good.
I'll say Final Fantasy 15 also had one of those moments. But I'm not going to obviously talk about
Well, that one's a
Okay.
little too
A little
recent.
too
as
I'm not
well.
going to talk about
Yeah.
The
that.
things we
but-
talked about were like more than 5 years ago.
Yeah,
so.
no, yeah, there's a lot of those.
So yeah. Cool. Great question. So Keelak asked, so what's been going on with Alexa Ray? Did anyone go see the Tomb Raider movie and how was it? So we read a message from Alexa Ray on the last podcast. If you missed last week's episode, I highly recommend you go back. It's at the top of the second segment, and we have timestamps in there if you want to jump right to her message, where she explains that she's been taking time off to deal with some medical issues that she's been suffering from, and she's going to be getting all of the help that she needs in this time away that she's had, and she has been doing that, and she's doing better. And we look forward to welcoming her back with open arms when she is feeling better and healthy.
Yes.
So that's what's going on with Alexa Ray. Regarding the Tomb Raider movie, Steimer saw it. We also talked about that on the podcast last week.
We did, but I really I want you guys to see it. I want to do a spoiler cast
I've
because I
seen
want to
it.
actually talk about the things that happened in the movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw it.
I haven't seen it
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
So it's too early to be spoiler cast. It hasn't even been out for a full week yet.
I don't care. I want to talk about it.
But we'll do a spoiler cast. I'll watch it.
But I will say overall I liked it, which I find all of the gaming blogs were like, this is a terrible movie. And
I
I'm
don't
like,
understand
was
that.
it? Like, I thought it was like,
I really liked
granted,
it.
I feel like the bar's real low for video game adaptations. I thought this was pretty good. Like, considering the bar's down here, it's not like
Yeah.
it was fucking Oscar worthy, but it was a fun movie.
no, totally.
That's all that matters.
That's all that mattered. It was really enjoyable.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Also, he submitted a second question saying, oops, forget that part about Alexa Ray.
Oh.
So he must have remembered we talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
All right, next question comes from Caleb. Hello, wonderful ladies. I just wanted to know if any of you have ever vacationed up here in Ontario and if there would be a possibility of a What's Good Games event coming to the north. Your small town Canadian fan. Well, Caleb, yes, I have been to Ontario because I don't know if you remember, but I'm from North Dakota. So we're neighbors, Mr. Canada. And
Canada.
I don't know, ladies, would you ever want to go and visit Ontario?
What's in Ontario?
You know, they've got some great beers up there.
No, I mean like which cities that I would remember.
Oh,
or
well,
know.
there's tons. Let me look up some good cities for you
Okay.
there,
Oh,
Miss
please
Christine.
Because like I was the neighbor, and you are sort of too, to the west coast of Canada.
Yeah.
So I know Vancouver, and we used to have timeshare in Whistler Blackcomb to ski. So like that's the most parts of Canada that I have been
Canada.
to.
If there
got my prom
are
dress in
any
Canada.
conventions around that area, just let us know. Let them know you want to see us come.
I love how it actually pulled up Ontario in Los Angeles Metro. That's not the
Nice.
Ontario that I'm in.
No.
So technically, I was in Manitoba. Actually, I went to parts of Ontario. So that's the part for everybody who out there is like, where's Ontario? And you haven't Googled it yet. It's the part of Canada above Minnesota, Michigan,
Is that
and
where
then it goes
Bioware is?
over New York, and then just a teeny squidge. I thought Vermont. No, it's just New York. So New York, a little bit technically of Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota. So it kind of goes down over the Great Lakes. It's the part of Canada that borders all of the Great Lakes.
Is Edmonton in Ontario?
Edmonton, I think, isn't
Or is
that
it
on the other side?
Alberta?
Isn't that in British Columbia?
No,
No.
it's not. It's not British
It's
Columbia.
in,
It might be
Alberta.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry. It's Alberta.
Edmonton.
My bad.
You're good.
But not to say that we wouldn't go there, because my family actually goes to the Boundary Waters, which is a series of national parks right along the border. Every year they have a cabin there. But let us know. Where's the hot place to go in Ontario? Maybe we'll come. I like Canada. Canada's
Canada,
fun.
eh?
I feel like that
Everybody
awkward.
was very kind to me in Canada. They carded me, and I felt good.
Except for your loonies and toonies. You got to get rid of that business.
No, but I like it.
I feel like that awkward person in movie theater who's like trying to slowly open
No,
their
don't.
food.
So what
worry
you
about
are
it.
opening right
All
now
right.
is a fruit-flavored jelly cup.
Darren wants to know, have any
I'm
of you
scared.
played
You read
Ni no
it
Kuni
first.
2 yet? And if so, what did you think? Well, the embargo is up today, but no, we haven't played it
We
yet.
have not
played
played
what?
yet.
Ni no Kuni 2.
Oh no.
But we have a copy of the game,
Yes.
and we will be talking about it on the podcast
It's like a Jello shot, but with no
very
alcohol.
soon.
Oh, gross.
Okay, next question. Michael Gonzalez says, favorite game memorabilia that you own? And did Andrew's Life is Strange Before the Storm vinyl edition items earn a spot on the studio? So no, my two little, my Chloe and my Rachel are still inside the house.
Those are awesome.
I haven't brought them out yet. But as far as favorite video game memorabilia, Britt, this is going to be hard for you. You better start thinking about it.
I already know, girl.
This is tough. I have a lot of stuff in here that I really, really love, and I think we showed a bunch of it on the behind the scenes studio tour, which as patrons, all of you have access to. So if you've missed it, scroll back through the Patreon feed and find the studio tour. You'll see a lot of my tchotchkes, but probably one of my favorite pieces is the companion cube cookie jar. Maybe
Is there money in there yet? You said during the behind the scenes video you were gonna put money in there at some point.
I was gonna put candy in
Oh,
there.
candy! Damn.
I was like, why'd you
There's
put
no
money?
money in there, and there's no candy in there.
Kind of weird. It's not a piggy bank.
Busted.
It could be.
I was just wait. Now I gotta just wait till those after Easter sales, and then I'll just like go scoop up a
Jelly
bunch of.
beans. I love jelly beans.
I would
So
say mine is the Uncharted 2 Fortune Hunters edition. Has the is it
Has this.
is it Purba or Furba dagger?
I have no
There's
idea.
only like
Oh,
five.
it's Furba dagger.
Furba dagger. There's only like 500 of them made or something like that, and I bought mine during the IGN for Haiti auction many years ago. That was like in 2011
I
or
remember
something.
you've had that for a
2010,
long time.
2009. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
I
pretty-
don't really have. I got rid of most of my gaming stuff, because I didn't like the aesthetics. But there's one piece that Lady Alouette had done for us, and it's Ellie from The Last of Us, and so I have that framed, and that's really cute. It's not technically video game memorabilia, but sort of. And then I have it's not at my house; it's at my desk at work. It's a companion cube knitted tissue holder.
Aw.
I
And
saw it. It's really adorable.
yeah, and I love that thing. Like, that's always and forever gonna be with me. So
Always and ever.
very good.
yeah.
Kelsey wants to know, if you could have dinner with any three people, dead or alive, who would they be and why?
Andrea Renee, Christine Stammer, and Alexa Ray.
Cop out.
Super cop out. David Bowie's one of mine because Labyrinth.
It totally was a cop out answer because I don't know celebrities. I don't know like.
Doesn't have to be a celebrity.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't. There's
you,
no.
you think about it for a second.
Yeah.
Steimer is talking about David Bowie.
David Bowie is definitely one of them because I was for some reason, had always held out hope that I would be able to meet him.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, I don't know how. I don't know why I thought that was a reasonable expectation. But
you also thought you would marry Donatello.
I did also think I was going to marry Donatello. But however, the David Bowie thing was much later in life. When I thought I could marry Donatello, I was like 7, so I was pretty dumb. The David Bowie thing was like in my 20s, and I'm like, no, this could totally happen. And then he died, and I was like, fuck. Guess not. And the other two, like, that was just the one that immediately I was like, I would definitely want to have dinner with him. And the others I'm going to have to think about a little bit.
I would love to have dinner with Amy Schumer because I think that it would be really hysterical. We would just drink wine the whole night and then talk about how boss she is and how I think that she's super funny and doing God's work in the land of comedy. I also would love to have dinner with Jennifer Lawrence because she just seems like the kind of person who would be so fun to hang out with and have a conversation with. And then just to like get real, I actually would love to have dinner with Hillary Clinton.
Oh my God, that table together would be fucking hilarious.
That'd be
Because I just want to ask her and be like, listen, I know that you've probably done some shady shit. And I want to I want to be like, bitch, I understand why you did it. Because it's hard out
be
there
like,
for a
have
pimp.
more wine.
hard out there for a pimp.
It's like, I want to hear like the deep dark, like how
Scared the shit out of me.
how fucking tough was it like living through the Bill Clinton administration? Did you like almost die like every day? I want to like hear her story about like how she persevered through all of that bullshit. You know, like, and like, I want to hear like all the blood money she took. You know, like, I want to know. I want to know her secrets.
I want to know what turns
but
you
because
on.
because I find her as a woman who's trying to make it from an entrepreneur perspective, like I find it really inspiring that she almost became the fucking president of the United States. Every woman out there knows how hard it is to succeed in business as a woman, and she almost fucking got the top job.
She did.
So that means she did something right along the way, regardless of what you think of her politics. I think the fact that she got that far is fucking incredible, and I would just love to hear the other side.
I think because you said that, I'm like, you know what? Who would be interesting to talk to is the Queen of England. She lives through some shit. like she like if you could get her a little drunk, like, and not be so proper, like how amazing would that be?
From like back in the day.
Yeah, from like back in the day, she worked in army trucks and shit. Like she's
Tell
cool.
us the real story about Diana. Was she really great?
Oh. I still remember where I was when Princess
I
Diana
do too.
died.
I remember exactly where I was. I
Isn't
was
that
sitting
crazy?
Oh, yeah, me
downstairs
too.
at the PC at my dad's house because it was my dad's custody weekend, and I was playing a game on the computer. My dad's upstairs watching the television when he was like, "Andy, you have to come up here right now and watch this. You're gonna remember this moment for the rest of your life."
Yeah.
You do.
It was crazy.
We were having a party. Like there was like I don't remember why.
I was also having a
Someone's-
party.
and somebody, I don't remember how. I guess somebody was watching the TV and they were like, "Oh my God, Princess Diana died." And I was like, "What? No, not
She
possible.
didn't.
She's very young." And then I was like, "Nope,
She did.
she real dead." I need to think of people are saying some good names
Yeah.
in here. Oprah would be
Yes,
pretty
Nick.
great.
The Queen has real good corgis. I was the corgis are the
ooh,
first.
the
thing I
corgis
thought of
are
when you
also
mentioned the
invited
Queen.
to the
I was like,
lunch.
are the corgis
Invited?
part of the package deal?
Yes, of course they are. They accompany her everywhere. But
Okay,
yeah,
so
there's a lot of interesting people.
Britt, let me know. We are running out of time, and we have so many more questions.
Go, skip me.
You don't have one person?
The guy who did Alistair's voice acting in the dark.
Ooh, this is probably a noble thing.
No, in the dark, because then I can pretend I'm actually talking to Alistair. I wasn't trying to go anywhere dirty with that. For
Oh,
once.
I thought you.
I mean, you obviously were going somewhere dirty with it. Just
Not
admit it.
intentionally.
Okay, we're gonna try to rapid fire some of these questions. Okay?
Let's go.
All right, Andrew, what do you think about PUBG and Fortnite on mobile? Will the Battle Royale craze die anytime soon? No, I think it's got a solid 6 to 12 months before it starts to fizzle.
I agree.
Cool.
Also, yeah.
Easy peasy. Any
Yep.
new Sea of Thieves thoughts? Not yet. They just sent us a really cool package. Our codes went live today, so we haven't really been able to play in the open world with anybody yet. The podcast thoughts aren't going to be this week because of GDC. They're going to be next week, so just keep that in mind. All right, Trevor. Mr. Starkey says, I'm here celebrating my birthday with y'all. Happy birthday!
Birthday to you.
Happy birthday. I hope you're getting really crunk. How do you like to celebrate your birthday? Is relaxing with some games, out with friends, other? Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Trevor.
My
what do you like to
30th
do?
is coming up. And I'm going on Alaskan cruise with my parents
Oh, shit.
and my husband and his parents.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it'll be chill. It'll be chill.
Nice. I liked karaoke, so I'll probably do that this year.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I kind of have a landmark birthday, which we won't say out loud because it will tell you how old I am.
25.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
girl.
That's it. So I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I have a friend who's getting married in LA the weekend before, so I might be in Los Angeles for my birthday.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes. This
we'll
makes me
see.
very happy.
But I'm okay with doing something quiet, like a nice dinner. But I also am a very like gregarious person, so I love having
Oh,
parties.
girl, let's go to the
yeah.
Abbey.
Girl.
Let's get a table.
We'll invite Molly. It'll be great.
Molly.
Oh, yeah.
All right. This question doesn't have anybody's name on it. There was a good question in the Facebook group. Plain Bayonetta. It felt more over sexualized and fan service oriented. You all mentioned that she owns her sexuality. Can you explain more why you feel that way? This might be a little bit of a long question to answer quickly, but the way that to sum it up, I've always said that Bayonetta feels like a character that has agency because there's not a male character that has power over her or that is putting pressure on her to act a certain way. Like all of her witchy moves, the climax moves, all of the like Lumen Sage stuff that's happening and like the Umbran witches, like all of that is not dependent on the power choices of a male character, at least at the beginning, right? Obviously there's like this like, the creator or whoever is in the background. But like there's not somebody there forcing her to sexualize herself. She's sexualizing herself of her own volition. And that's what is the big difference between a character like Bayonetta and a lot of other characters, maybe a character like Quiet, for example. And that's why she's great. So, like, listen, though, I get that for some people it's too much. It's too in your face and it makes them uncomfortable, and that's totally okay. Not every game's going to be for everybody. There's a lot of Japanese games that I cannot even look at because they just are over the top sexualized, and that's okay. They're not for me. So, hopefully that answers your question.
Happy birthday, Bill. It's also Bill's birthday.
Happy birthday, Bill! Pichu Maker wants to know, any chance of doing a collaboration with the people from Easy Allies? Maybe have Brandon on the guest on the podcast? Yes. I love all those guys. They're wonderful. We would have got them on the show this week, but we have a fantastic guest. Khalif Adams from Spawn on Me is coming in, and we only have room for one guest on the show per week, and GDC is just one time a year. But I love Brandon. I love that whole team. Those guys are great. Absolutely want to do something with them. We just got to work it out. I also am talking to my friends over at Toaster Ghost, if you guys know those guys, former Smosh Games guys.
No, but that sounds like a wonderful name.
So Hinky and Lasercorn, they're awesome. So we're talking about doing something with them as well.
Toaster Ghost.
Pam is there too.
Sorry, who?
Pam Horton.
Oh, Pam.
Pam.
I thought you said
Pam.
Pan.
I thought you said
And I was
Pan.
like,
Pam
I was
Horton.
like Pan from
Pam
Shakespeare.
Horton's amazing.
Yeah, I like her.
Okay. Boone says, with GDC this week in E3 around the corner, I'm curious what your first E3 or other major conference in the industry was like. Any good stories from your rookie years?
Oh my God. So I went to E3. This was a terrible year. This was my first E3, and I was doing briefing books because I was in PR. And if you don't know what a briefing book is, it's basically you as the PR person write down like a whole bunch of facts about the journalist that so-and-so is going to meet with, like whatever executive. You kind of write like what they've written about, what their stances are on certain things. And for whatever reason, I kind of want to call him out just because this is a private stream. So Don Matrick, he sucks. And
I mean, it's known that he sucks.
it's known that he sucks. And he decided he didn't like the way they were organized. So I had to redo all the briefing books. It took me until 5 a.m. Then I had to go home and pack up my car and drive to LA to go to E3. And thankfully, my mom,
What do you want?
my mom drove for the first shift because I would have died.
I'm trying to think of my first E3. Okay, so my first E3 was when I was doing a podcast called The Noobketeers. It was my very first podcast in 2009, 2010. Oh, yeah, girl. Catchiest music ever. And at that point, I didn't know anyone, so I had basically no creds. And I wanted to go to the PlayStation press conference so bad that I waited in line for like 8 hours. It was the year that the first number of fans got a pass to go in. And so, yeah, me and my crew waited out in line for like 8 hours just for a chance to get into the PlayStation press conference. We got in and we got to see Hideo Kojima in the process. It's pretty cool. That was a long day.
Ark, I see you trying to like tell people to go check my IMDb page.
I was
in the
ignoring
chat.
it.
It's fine. Yes.
I like the audible sound of this champagne.
I know, right? The bubbles.
The bubbles.
So my first show was E3. So I don't think that wasn't the show that had the most impact on me though. Actually, my first GDC was the first show. Excuse me, the first show that I got credentials for myself at. That it was my first show as a producer where I submitted for press credentials for a conference, and I came up here with Jessica Villarreal, if any of you know her. She's awesome. So she and I were co-hosting a show called This Week in Video Games back at thisweekend.com, which is part of Mahalo, where I went on to work for Mahalo Video Games. And we would take turns holding the camera and holding the microphone. So when I would do the interviews, she would hold the camera. When she would do the interviews, I would hold the camera. And it rained the entire week, just like it's going to be raining here in San Francisco tomorrow.
Yep.
And
brought a rain
we
jacket.
had to schlep this camera gear back and forth from our hotel, which was like a mile away from the convention center because we couldn't afford very much to be close. And it was much cheaper back then than it was now, but it was still expensive. And I remember interviewing Telltale about Jurassic Park on the show floor at GDC. Among other games, and that's the first time I saw Dead Island. I don't know if it was that GDC or was a different one, but
They all blur together.
Yeah.
it was such a memorable experience having my first show with credentials that I earned on my own, and really like one man banding it with Jess. It was just like the two of us working GDC and then coming back and putting all the packages together. It was really cool. It was a really proud moment for me, and now I look back at all my GDC badges, and it's kind of like, wow. It's crazy to
Been
see.
here a while.
think
The
that-
early days are never the most glorious days, ladies and
No,
gentlemen. Just
no.
remember
Your
that.
They
ass off.
never are.
It's okay.
You party way too hard. You go to all of the things, and then you're like,
You overbook.
You feel like a zombie.
and you
Yeah.
don't realize you need to book in time to walk between
Yep.
the appointments.
Yes,
Otherwise,
travel
you're
time's
perpetually
important.
late to all of
That's
your
a
appointments.
great tip to
Oh,
whoever's going to E3.
that is a great tip for E3 goers.
Don't book appointments from one end to the other.
No. Especially if they're at different halls, you are fucked.
Yeah, exactly. But it was cool. Okay, so we've got about 5 to 10 more minutes since we started a few minutes late. Mitch wants to know, who was the most famous person you ever met? Not to brag, but I got to meet Hugh Jackman before, and he's a nice fellow. So this doesn't really count for me because I worked many years doing red carpets and junkets, so I met quite a few famous people through work.
What defines a famous person?
I think it
Like
is
TV
up to
or
you
movies? I don't know.
what that definition is.
I don't know if I've ever met anyone famous.
I don't know if I've seen them. I don't know that I've talked to them.
I once saw Paris Hilton at the Activision E3 concert event. In
I
like,
served her
2010.
once when I was bartending. I was bartending an event. So I used to work at a nightclub in Hollywood called Boulevard 3, which still exists today. I opened that thing back in 2006, and I worked there for 4 years. And so we threw a lot of launch parties and premieres there because it's right down the street from the Cinerama Dome, which is a big popular place for movies to do their debuts. And she came in because she was paid to make an appearance. So she came in right when the carpet opened, took a bunch of photos on the Step and Repeat, which is the name for those banners with all like the logos and stuff on them. Took her photos, came up to the bar. Her manager bought some drinks. She was actually very nice. My one big takeaway from meeting her was that she was just super ordinary, and that television makes her look larger than life and more glamorous. She was just a girl hanging out with some friends, shooting some Patron.
Yeah.
She was perfectly nice.
I guess I remember meeting Zach Levi for a Gears of War event, but like it was barely memorable. Like
One time we worked actually it was 2 years in a row, we worked the launch party for True Blood, the HBO series. And let me tell you, what you're thinking is Alexander Skarsgård as hot in person as he is on TV. Yes.
oh my
He's even more so.
god.
Oh,
He's
who,
like,
like
7 feet tall.
That's
isn't
like
he?
completely like lust after a celebrity.
no, true.
Ryan
If there's
Kwanzaa
ever one to
also wouldn't kick him
What
out
was
of bed.
who's the werewolf? Was that Sam? Was that his name? The werewolf in True Blood?
Stan.
Not Sam. He was a.
Oh yes, his character name was
Sam.
Yeah.
I took
He wasn't
really,
a werewolf. He like changed into everything.
Oh, that's right. Whatever he
Some
was.
kind of angel god thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him at a zombie convention, and I took a very awkward photo where he's going like this, and his bodyguard's like, "No," because photos weren't allowed. I never met him, but I took.
I got to take a photo with Justin Bieber at CES one time.
Oh
that
my
was
god.
weird.
Did he have the weird hair?
The hair?
Like the
This is when he was
The
really
bowl
young.
cut?
Yeah, he had like
It
the
was, like-
swoopy bowl cut.
Nice.
Yeah, it was when he was debuting a dancing robot. So it was like a little robot that if you played
Oh, I have
music
Justin Bieber.
from your cell phone,
Oh, I
it
might.
would
Why
dance
is he?
along
Why
with
is he
it.
British? He's Canadian.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he looks like.
I love it.
Okay.
Amazing.
Kathy, I see you. I'm just a girl standing at a bar wanting to order a drink. No one else was at the bar yet because the event literally just
Started.
opened. She came in at the very beginning of the event so she didn't have to see anybody. Took her photos, had her drink so that she was there, and then she
Bounced.
hightailed it out of there.
That's fair. I probably would have done the same thing if I were her.
But Charles Martinet is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
You met him. I met him.
Yeah.
Whose voice is that?
He's the voice of Mario. Hello.
Oh.
Get with the program, Sammer.
I mean,
I did meet a band once. God, what was the name of the band?
It's like saying Troy Baker
What's the name?
to us. And
Yeah,
we're
but-
like, but they're
But he's just a
friends."
homie.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Backstreet
know,
Boys.
that's what I'm saying.
Duh. I didn't meet them. I
No,
didn't meet them.
listen. You, as much as I love Troy, you cannot equate Troy Baker with Charles Martinet.
But I didn't know who Charles Martinet was.
I'm telling you right now, you can't. And even Troy would admit that. If Troy was here, he would
Oh,
be
I'm
like,
sure Troy's very humble. He wouldn't argue
I'm
that.
just
But
saying.
I'm just saying. I'm
it's
comparing them.
motherfucking Mario.
Motherfucking.
Okay, Amber wants to know, do any of you listen to non-gaming podcasts? If so, which ones? I
Yes.
listen to Pod Save America pretty regularly, which is an awesome political podcast featuring John Lovett and some other former Obama staffers. It's great if you like politics and you're liberal to left-leaning, because that's a lot of what they talk about. It's a really fun one. Steimer, you listen to a bunch.
The Moth and The Art of Charm mostly these days. I had more before. I kind of fell off the wagon with those, but
I don't listen to any.
I don't listen to any gaming podcasts. I only listen to other things.
Well, we'll change that. Don't
I
worry.
used to listen to a lot when I had my commute, but I don't anymore. Just don't.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry, we don't have a better answer for you. Evan11 wants to know, what is one of your biggest pet peeves? One of mine is people standing right behind me in a line.
That when people
but
have
you're in a
no
line.
Well, no. When people have no
Yeah, yeah.
regard for your personal space, there's an acceptable. I feel you. Mine is when there are people in front of you walking and they decide just to stop. You'll see this at every game convention. You'll see this
this on
anywhere
everywhere
where there are
Sidewalks.
people.
Where there are sidewalks.
or
there.
sidewalks, an open space where you're just walking and there's people in front of you and they just decide to stop right there. Just stop and gawk at nothing. It's the worst.
I hate it when people are standing in line at a bar and they're not ready to fucking order their drink when the bartender's ready.
Yeah.
We're all waiting. Get your fucking drink order together, and when the bartender's ready, you better rapid fire that shit off and then get out of the way.
Yeah. No, that's true.
There's a lot of things.
I should we make a Peter Griffin show called Grind My Gears?
Yes.
Like that
I
segment.
feel like it
One
should be
and
a secret segment one
the
month.
things. Now I don't.
Okay.
That's genius.
I don't have to do this very often anymore. But when you check a bag and then you go to the fucking carousel to get your bag and everyone stands right up next to it so you can't get to your fucking bag and you're like, can you all just like take a step back and then approach when your bag is there and then back away? Like this is not that difficult.
Yeah, I feel like we should have a drink. This can be a therapeutic secret segment for next month. We'll just drink a
Pet
lot.
peeves.
And pet peeves.
Pet
Yes,
peeves.
I like
Pet
this
peeves.
idea.
Is there a game for the Wii U you would love to see ported over to Switch?
Meh.
So quiet. So quiet.
So
Crickets.
while we're crickets,
Crickets.
thinking about that, Albanese or Haribo gummy bears? It's Haribo always. Noah.
I'm sorry, what's
What?
happening?
Huh?
What did you say?
Which type of gummy bears? Albanese or Haribo gummy bears?
the hell are those?
Haribo is a brand.
Yeah,
I don't know the difference.
It's
I
the
don't know
brand
the
of
other
gummy
one.
bears that everybody knows is gummy bears.
What's the other one? I've never heard of it.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
Albanese? Is that what you said?
How do you plan to manage all of the great games coming in the next 2 months? Ni no Kuni 2, Far Cry 5, Yakuza 6, God of War. I plan on fainting and not playing any. Says Molly.
Molly.
I mean, I'm gonna play Far Cry and I'm gonna play Ni no Kuni. I'm probably not gonna play Yakuza.
I'll
What
give you
would-
guys a sneak peek of what's coming in the podcast on Friday. God of War is fucking amazing. I am not a fan of the God of War franchise. I've only finished one of those games, and it was because I was having to vote on it for Game of the Awards or Game of the Year contention. Otherwise, I never would have finished it because I don't like Kratos. This game blew me away when I got to play it.
I can see that because it's so different than the others.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I have games for scenarios. You know, I have a game that I play when I fly. I have a game I play co-op, and I have a game I play by myself. I'm wrapping up Kingdom Come Deliverance, wrapping up, and then I'll hop into Ni no Kuni, and then Far Cry 5 will be my co-op game. And then I'll just drink a lot.
I'm definitely skipping Yakuza altogether.
yeah.
I'm probably not going to play Ni no Kuni either. Far Cry 5, definitely excited about. But Sea of Thieves.
Oh yeah, I'll play that.
See how long
'Cause I
it
We'll see.
lasts.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we're gonna see
gonna
how the
give it a shot.
PvP rat race goes, and then we'll have more thoughts on that
Also,
later.
what if I can build myself I want to make a pirate look the way I want it to look.
Yes.
Without like having to kind of constantly reboot until I get the character looking the way I want it.
Well, you might not be happy with the character customization.
God damn it.
Jennifer wants to know which female Nintendo character needs to be the star of her own game.
Zelda.
Definitely Zelda. Oh, damn. She's way overdue.
Zelda.
What'd she do? Link.
She'd fucking save his ass for once.
That would be cool.
I mean, I felt
she has magic
selfishly like
powers,
Peach,
yeah?
but she's had games.
She's got magic powers, yes? Zelda?
Zelda. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, why can't you do like magic attack? Magic attack.
Well, I mean, not that kind of power. We don't know a lot about
make
Zelda,
it up.
believe it or
It
not.
can be a different universe where she has magical
Sure.
powers.
Sure. Just give that
I
bitch a
want to see her
game.
fight something.
Give that bitch a game.
Carl, question mainly for Andrea. What do you think of Epic releasing the Playground assets for free? I think it's a bold move that we rarely see done in video games, and I think that it's great. I think that the team put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into making all of those creative assets, and why not give it to your community and let them make something with it? Because otherwise,
than
it's
let it
just going
die.
to die on a hard drive somewhere.
I saw that. I'm like, that's a final nail in the
Yeah.
coffin. It's for sure going down,
Oh,
down,
it's
down.
yeah,
already
no,
going down.
absolutely. I would love to
Going
see
down,
somebody in the community
down,
make a
down,
mod.
down.
Who knows? Maybe it could become the next Dota 2. That's how that game started out. It was a mod made by somebody.
Yeah, but it didn't start out as a game and then die and then become a mod.
Right, but it didn't start. but it didn't. But World of Warcraft was never meant to be Dota, right? Like, because that's where Dota came from, was a World of Warcraft mod.
No, I know. Oh, do you mean like a different game will come out of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
I
they
thought you meant, like, the
they
same
take
game.
a game and make it different or whatever. But like, I mean, Dota was never like part of the World of Warcraft plan,
No, I know.
right?
But
Oh, I'm
I
saying
just
is-
meant like they wouldn't
I'm saying,
rehash the same
Steimer,
thing.
don't shit on my dreams.
I'm sorry.
All right, we got to wrap this up. Lauren, I'm sorry, the cats are inside right now. If I bring them out here, it'll get
It'll
messy.
be very annoying.
but
But they're very cute.
Jungle King wants to know: is there a specific moment that any of you ladies can recall that pushed you towards pursuing your passion? For me, it was the last conversation I had with my father, and I'm now living my best life yet.
Yeah, it was when I got busted not working at my old job, and they're like, you either have to go like on trial-ish and like defend your position, or that was actually the only option I was ever presented. And I was like, nope, deuces, I'm out. And that was it. I quit my job and pursued my passion. Not the most secure way to go about it, but it happens.
Steimer, nothing.
I mean, I don't know that I'm still doing it, so we'll see.
Girl,
Deep cuts. It got
I know,
real.
shit.
I've always been very passionate about being a performer and being on camera, so there wasn't a specific moment for me. I know that's a shitty answer, but I'm sorry.
it happens.
All right, we're going to do this last three real quick. With Ninja teaming up with Drake in Fortnite, which celebrities outside the gaming industry would you love to squad up with? I'd love to game with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
I want Chrissy
Thanks,
Teigen. Joe.
I want Chrissy Teigen to
Chrissy
come on the
Teigen.
show.
She already volunteered to shake some trees in Animal Crossing.
Girl,
Oh, she did? That's
we
right.
Should, no, with us?
Yeah,
I
doesn't
mean,
you know what's going on
Not
next
with
week?
us specifically. No.
That's what I mean. I want her to like come on the show and talk about Mario and shit. Like I think she'd be awesome
she'd be
to hang
amazing.
out with, and we could have amazing food and drink lots of wine, and she'd be totally down.
We could DoorDash everything. It'd be great.
Oh my god,
Because have
Yeah.
you seen her Twitter antics about DoorDash?
Yes.
It's so funny.
she's amazing.
You would think they would hire somebody just to service Chrissy Teigen's house.
I know, right?
Be like, listen, do you know how many followers she has? We need to have somebody on call just for Chrissy Teigen. I mean, there's tons of fun celebrities out there that play video games. I don't
Also,
know.
I'd like to play with Alicia Vikander because she seems cool too.
Yeah, she does.
Like I want to play through the new Tomb Raider games with her.
Ooh.
That would be
Well,
pretty fucking.
We
sweet.
know a guy. Let's ask someone, see if
Oh,
we can make
shit.
that happen.
Oh my
Oh,
god! Like
shit.
she, like I want to be best friends with her.
A question for Andrew. Any chance you'll be returning to competition in the League of Heels universe? Well, funny that you mentioned that.
Oh right.
As you might be aware, Paxomania 4 is coming to PAX East, the Boston Convention Center, Sunday, April 9th.
The way you're talking, I'm assuming you're in it.
Sunday, April 8th. Who knows? Maybe.
No, you're
Maybe
totally
not.
in it. You wouldn't be saying it like this. You'd be like, it's this stupid thing. And
Are the
like,
Shillionaires making an appearance at the League of Heels booth this weekend?
there's a booth?
That weekend at PAX?
I was like, this
Maybe.
weekend, what?
It's like, where are we? What's
Listen,
happening?
I've had a couple champagnes, okay?
Champs.
Calm
Bugs.
down over there.
Okay.
Let's not get into the semantics of it, okay?
Listen.
Maybe. The hard answer here is maybe.
Maybe, aka
I mean,
yes.
maybe. I mean, maybe.
Yes, she
maybe.
means yes.
Who knows? Okay. Last
Barring any
question,
injuries, yes.
if you have time. I assume you guys have to deal with NDAs from time to time. How do you remember what you can and cannot talk about? It's very explicitly said in print, and you have to sign a document. That's how you can remember what you can and can't
And you
talk
can
about.
put it in your
It's
calendar
laid
as a
out very
reminder.
specifically in
As
the
a rule of
legally
thumb-
binding agreement.
Yeah, as a rule of thumb, you just don't say shit. You say nothing. You say absolutely nothing.
I know nothing. My name is Jon
Yep.
Snow.
Yes, pretty much. Listen, if you agree to an NDA, and he says, have you ever had an NDA for whatever reason? Let's see here. Let me see what the last of it. Format.
The Last of Us. The
Last of
Us. The
Dun,
last
dun,
of
dun, dun, dun,
Us.
dun.
No. He says, have you ever had an NDA for whatever reason never expired, as in a game never came out, you could never talk about it? No, that's not a thing that happens. There are no in perpetuity NDAs, and if you ever see the word perpetuity in an NDA, do not sign it.
God, I look like my
I
dad.
mean,
I look like my dad.
there was a game it wasn't a journalist thing. There was a game I worked on that
Do you
never
want a
came
mustache,
out.
Britt? You can't even see it that's far
That
away.
I don't think I
I
could
can
ever
see it,
talk
kind of.
about.
I look like my father. Oh,
But
God.
that's a different situation.
Do you want to
where
spill
I
the
worked
beans right
there.
now?
No, I mean, no. It's not really that big of a deal anyway. No one would really care.
Okay. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this has been excellent. As always, we hope that you guys had a good time. We certainly did. Are NDAs legally binding? Yes. Yes, they are. Juan, I'm not done with Oathbringer yet.
Oathbringer or Breaker?
Breaker?
It's Oathbringer, I believe. I'm in the
No,
final 50 pages. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
it's a
Oathbringer.
book.
Yes, it's,
Oh, wait, I
it's
think I have
Oathbringer. It's so good, and I don't want it to end. I did buy the Cosmere, the extended Cosmere, the Arcane collection or whatever the bridge thing that he wrote is, to try to hold me over. But it got so good towards the end, but it's kind of taking some turns that I'm really like angsty about in ways that I can't express without giving away some major spoilers. But
Like
the book
teenage
is,
angst.
no, like deep, like, oh no, I can't believe they're going that direction with his character angst. And I'm like, it bums me out because, like, sometimes in a big, sweeping fantasy series, they need to make some hard choices, you know?
Yeah.
And at least George R.R. Martin, when he makes the choices, that shit happens quick. And then it's like, it's like you get stabbed, and then they pull the knife out, and then you're left to heal.
Except that last book. That last book was all a bunch of indecision, and it was a waste of fucking time.
Goodness.
Well, that's a whole lot to unpack.
And
We're
with
wrapping
that,
up.
ladies and gentlemen,
But yes, I'm enjoying it. It's great. I'm almost finished. I have like just a sliver at the back of the book left. It's been wonderful. You guys are great. We love you. This has been awesome. Hopefully, if you guys are part of our after hours tier, you're gonna stick around. We've got dumb hats to wear to play Scribble Knots.
I'm so excited.
I wasn't sure what we were playing.
Scribble effing knots.
Yes.
And I
What do you
haven't
mean we have
booted up the
Dum Dum
game
hats?
yet, so hopefully
They sent us
everything
hats.
goes all right.
I'm so excited.
If you guys are interested in upgrading, you can head on over, of course, to patreon.com/games.
Damn, that was fast.
What's your names?
You almost didn't get it out.
That's where the link is
like Sean
for
Connery.
that after hours stream. We're gonna go get some more snacks.
Yeah.
Get it right up in there. There you go. And we're gonna have some more drinks. And if you thought this was off the rails,
Wait till we play Scribble Knots.
you haven't seen anything yet.
We're gonna get.
Bye,
It's gonna be
everybody. This isn't gonna work because I didn't set the stream deck up. So
Oh
now I'm
yeah,
gonna awkwardly walk across the
it's
stream.
like when you say goodbye to someone and then you end up walking the same direction, and you're like, "Cool, this is great. I love it."